Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Dragon Blogger stream. Now, guys, we got a very cool show for you today with a bunch of amazing products. I'm actually going to show you guys a few products live today. We're going to attempt to do a few things with a couple of them, and hopefully it all works out well for us on this live show. Now, bear with me. I am moving slightly a little bit slow today. Some of you may or may not have seen. If you guys know me from all my other socials, you probably know that I injured myself yesterday. Not a big deal, but my hand is definitely a little bit further worrying. We're going to attempt to do all this. Of course, it's my most used hand, but hey, whatever. Now, we're going to start this show off with some actually phenomenal products. Now, these are from Avier Media. Now, I've actually worked with Avier Media, or I've actually done testing of their products for quite a long time. I was actually lucky enough to help them out with a lot of different products throughout the years, over the last 10 years, and just throughout these products, which is cool. They asked us, and we were like, oh yeah, send them to me. I'll do my thing and have some fun with them. They actually sent me their microphone, their Versati Go AM310G2 microphone, and their Flexi Go boom arm. Now, we're going to show you guys a video I did of this actual microphone right here, which is kind of cool. Now, we'll just allow it to kind of do its thing and let it go. This is, of course, the Versati Go microphone. Comes in this nice little package. Plug and play styling device if you really want to. You don't have to use the software whatsoever. Now, that's actually a cool part of this. Now, with all of that, you guys, you're going to have all the functionality you need, including with the, 1 second, my microphone, or camera just dropped off. It has all of this stuff, including a little tripod for the actual desk. It comes with the adapter, so you guys can go to a smaller style connection if you guys have like the boom arms and stuff that you need it for. It's also going to come with the USB-C to USB-A cable. That's going to allow you to plug it in and connect it up to your PC. I actually just use a USB-C to USB-C cable, so I use my own cable with most of these things. There's your tripod. There's the upper mount. You'll actually screw that into the actual pivotal mount. Now, that mount can be used on including the boom arm to give you guys more articulation to allow that. If you're using the tripod like I had in this first test, you don't have to worry about it. Now, the microphone is a nice and beautifully well done microphone. It's not the world's largest microphone, which is actually kind of cool. It does, of course, light up red. It does have, of course, the microphone volume leveler on there. It also has the microphone plug-in, so you guys can actually hear the feedback from the microphone. On the back of it is also the actual button, so you can actually tap that button and have it up and muted if you guys want to mute your actual microphone. So you can actually mute the microphone with that. When you mute it, the red part comes off. Now, on this next part of this video, I'm going to swap over so you guys can actually hear it in action, because the microphone, the rest of this video is through this microphone. So you guys are going to see that right now. That we have the microphone set up and on and in use, you guys can see that it is lit up red. Now, when I hit the button on the back, it will actually mute it and the red will go. It's going. Now that I unmuted it, you guys can actually hear me again. Now, of course, I have this in my hand, just sitting approximately about 6 inches away. Now, what I'm going to do is set it on the desk approximately 12 inches away. It is now about 12 inches. Of course, you might have heard a little bit of that noise as I set it down there with that. Now, this is the microphone just raw and in use without. So now that's just raw usage straight up from that microphone, which is amazingly well done. Plug and play. Now, if you guys use the software, you can adjust your gain. You guys can adjust a bunch more stuff inside the settings, which is where it's really at. Avier Media did a really good job with this $70 microphone. Let's be honest, $70 microphone with the quality like that is just a no-brainer. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Now, the cool part is of course, it's Avier Media. I use a lot of their capture cards. I love their capture cards. So that's just a really cool little piece right there. And like I said, it has the 5/8 to 1/4 inch thread adapter if you need that for, of course, tripods and other mounts. It's just a simplified piece. Now, it is what's considered an AI noise reduction with audio control with it, of course, cardioid style polar pattern with that on hand. Now, polar pattern is like almost like a globe face towards you. If you guys are behind it from the sides, it's not going to pick up. It wants the front view. Now, this will work with Windows, Android, Mac, iPad, iPhones, USB-C connections, whatever you really want to, it will work and connect up to that. You don't have to worry about a software. And that's where it's really kind of cool. So it essentially will go anywhere and allow you to do whatever you want. Plug and play acceptability, real time control, and of course that cardboard pull connectability. Now 2,220 to 200,000 hertz, minus 38 decibels, 96 kilohertz with this one. Perfectly well done. And it's a really, really good piece. So if you guys are looking for something like that, check that one out. You can't go wrong. Now, of course, you might need, of course, the boom arm. And that's the next piece right here that I actually did.
You got that, Dave?
Now, you have the microphone and you might need the boom arm. Well, yeah, so getting that microphone up off the desk and off it might work out well for you guys. And that's where it's going to be kind of cool with this, because they actually have this beautifully well done boom arm. Now, this, of course, is the Flexi Go. Now, it is essentially goes anywhere with you, just type of thing. The mountability of this is actually really, really nice. So you guys can go, it's approximately 2.6 inches the way it comes, but you can readjust it to the pivotal holes, and you can go even wider with the mount on this. Now, it does work with the 1/4 to 5-inch thread adapter. It's compatible with that for most of your microphones. Most of those will need that. Now, this is where it's kind of cool. Now, yes, this is a boom arm for like your microphones, but you can use this boom arm for your web cameras as well. Doesn't just have to be that. Now, articulation's well done on this. Max payload's about 3.3 pounds. So you're not going to be putting like extreme max payloads on this now. Yes, it could be good for the microphone. It could be good for, like, let's say ring lights. It'd be great for your cameras. It has the versatility and the connectability with that. Now, right there, you guys are seeing me messing around with the arm. Now, 360-degree rotatable, of course, with this. So, 360 degrees rotation on the actual piece. 180 degrees tiltability. And then, of course, again, another 360 degrees of rotation. They rotate, move, adjust, and pivot. You have to figure out how they move and readjust, so you have the rotations, though, in the certain patterns with this. 2.6 inches with the standard, and if you guys want to adjust it, like I said, you guys can make it bigger. It will take tools to do that, but it has a very versatility of connection. Now, right there, you guys see me taking it over to the desk. You guys are going to see my beat-up desk. It's probably time for a new desk. Just going to say it. Probably time for a new desk. You guys can see where my chair is beat the front of that desk up. Now, of course, right there, you guys are going to grab the widest part you can find and then start screwing it. And, of course, I was screwing it the wrong direction. Then I realized it, start screwing it the other way. And that's where we're doing this. So you're just going to keep screwing it till it mounts. And then once it's mount, you can actually set up your payload. This is where you're going to adjust the pivot, swivel, and free adjustments. Now, always make sure that you have a pre-adjuster, you have an area to move the actual locking mechanisms when doing this. Then, of course, you can grab whatever you really needed to. Of course, I needed that actually adapter screw. It does come with it, so you don't have to worry about it, but your microphone comes with one as well, so you're going to have one either way about it. Now, once you pop it in there and screw it on, of course, you're going to use a screwdriver to make sure it's on snugly. Here's where it's kind of cool. I actually popped off my other piece because I wanted to use the extra rotation a little bit different. So I used my microphone little pivot arm to give me even more articulation, which you guys can definitely do. You guys can actually use other pieces that you have because of the flexibility with that. Once you have it set up and going, then of course you guys can connect up the microphone or whatever you want. It's that simple, that easy, that acceptable. It's a really cool little piece. And again, the boom arm's like $99 too. So it's another decently well done price point of a system or of a product. Now, we're going to move on to show and tell time. Hey, Ottershine. What's up, buddy? We're going to do the Munbin Tattoo Stencil Printer. This is the ITP05. I'm going to take a sip of water. Now, Munbin, this is like $99, guys, right? It's in the box because I put it back in the box with this. Now, when we slide this open, we're going to be greeted with, of course, the printer. Now, I have to be kind of careful because, like, if you guys didn't see story time, Kind of hurt my hand, so hand does hurt. Comes with instruction manuals, how to turn it on, how to pair it up, and usability with this. Now, you do have to have the app. The app is what's going to allow you to do a lot of stuff. So we're going to pop this out. We're going to grab it. It does come with its own printer paper. So it does come with 10 sheets of printer paper. I'm just trying to do this without losing too much stuff. So let's do that. Set aside. Now inside the packaging, inside here, you're going to get 10 sheets of printer paper. You're also going to get the charging cable and linking cable. It is a USB-C to USB-C with adapter, or if you guys don't want the adapter, guys, pop it off and use the USB-A. That's all there is, so it's got an adapter. The paper, 10 sheets of this 4-layer paper that you're going to have to actually do a few things to when using this, right? And we're going to kind of show it to you. See if I can grab a sheet. So first and foremost, you have your outer layer, which is what's going to put the ink on it, right, for your paper. You'll pop that open. You're going to be greeted with, of course, this paper that you're going to pull off. This is just a paper that's protecting it. You put that layer back on. You're going to come to the back, and you're going to have to actually grab this yellow side, right? So the yellow side is what you're going to pop up, and you're going to fold, and you're going to tear that yellow off. Now, if you aren't good at tearing it like me, you guys could always definitely do a different little workaround, right? So tearing it, folding it, you guys are going to have to do this. It does not matter who you are, where you are, what you're doing. You're going to have to pull it, pop it, tear it, and then, of course, you know, all that other cool stuff. So it's just the way it is with the paper. I wished it had a pre-perforated line for the actual paper, but it doesn't. Not a big deal, not a big drawback. Doesn't have to be a perfect tear, it just has to be torn off for you. This is what we're going to use in the printer. Now, the printer is fully rechargeable and wireless, guys. Power button right here, it'll actually turn it on, it'll come on, and it'll start connecting just like this. To connect it and pair it up, you guys are going to have to actually download, of course, the app for this. And that is called the Luck Jingle app. So the Luck Jingle app is just what you're going to pop up. It's going to allow you to do photo prints and all of that. Or you guys can do what's called material. And they have pre-set up drawings and tattoos for you guys with this. To set this up, you're going to grab this, of course, just like this. You're going to grab the paper and you're going to feed this side into the printer. Now, with that being said, it is going to probably be easier for you to feed this paper than it is for me to feed the paper. Now, bear with me, I just dropped it. That's the problem. So, you're literally just going to feed the paper, right? So it's in there, it's fed just like that. Now, once we do this, we're going to come over here to the app. We're going to grab a print. You know what? I kind of like this one right here, so we're going to actually do this. Now, once we're in there, we can resize this print smaller. So if we don't like the size of the print, we can actually resize the print and position it a little smaller. That's up to us. We can even change the filter and imaging with this, and then we can actually hit the blue button. Once we hit the blue button, we're over here and ready to print. Now, once we print it, we're literally just going to press the print button. Now, it is now printing the actual image. Now, remember, because the paper needs to be fully loaded, if the paper is not fully loaded, you guys are going to notice that it'll actually sit there and be like, oh, well, we're not loaded. So, it didn't load the paper. We can actually pop this out, make sure it's actually in here and loaded perfectly well if we need to. Sometimes there's jam, sometimes there's not. So we're there in there, and now it's not printing. Now, if it is offset of the actual styling, you guys can redo this, of course. It's going to start printing just like this, and it's going to pull up. You guys will start seeing the image coming down with it. So just like that, guys, we have our image stencil for actually the tattoo. To come this, you're going to peel off, of course, the backing. This shiny side is what you're going to stick to the skin. Now, you guys are going to use any tattoo like gelling that you guys would normally use to put on the skin to actually set this down onto it. And once it's on there, guys, you'll be able to put this on, and then, of course, you can actually start tattooing it. If that image is not the image you want, guys, there are plenty of images. Now, I'm going to actually move some of this paper aside. We're going to grab another sheet. We're going to do one more with this. Baby hugger. Yeah. I'm glad somebody caught that. Let's grab another sheet of this. Of course, just like this. Now, I have used other printers where I didn't have to tear off the yellow part of this. So we're going to, you know what? I'm going to pull off the inner insulation. I'm going to grab this printer again. Let's feed the paper in. So, stuff that in. I'm going to attempt something that I don't think will work, but we're going to attempt it anyways. We're going to back up and we're going to go over into the animals, and I'm going to actually grab a dragon. So let's do a dragon, little dragon face, right? So let's try and print out the dragon. Now, just like this. This may or may not work properly, but let's see. I've not attempted this, so I don't know. No. Yeah. I didn't think this would work, so you actually have to pull the yellow backing off of this printer to actually do it. So you guys see it's not actually printing it, which is what I wanted to check to make sure. Not a big deal, not a big drawback. So once it's through, and it's all good. Now this time I'm going to do this a little different. We're going to grab this, and I'm actually going to just literally make it easier on me with this. That's a lot easier to get the yellow off than it was the other way, right? Now let's feed it into the printer. Feed it into the printer. It's in the printer. Now all I got to do is press print, and it's going to start printing out this dragon. Now, I don't think the paper was lined up right. I messed up. I messed up, guys. I didn't look at the paper right. But still printing it, so it's not a big deal. It's just a little off placed. Look, it's ripping the paper. That's my fault. This is not the printer. So that is my fault that tore down in the bottom. I didn't make sure it was lined up properly. But anyways, even with it the way it is, you could still use that stencil. It's not going to hurt nothing, but you're definitely not going to put it on a client that way. Should we do another one? Make sure it's right this time. Now, guys, this is actually a cool piece. It's like $99 with 15% clippable coupon. Cool thing is if you guys go through a lot of paper, they have more. They have, of course, the 100-pack right here, guys, of transfer paper for tattoos. So if you need more, they got the packages of it. I'm going to attempt this one more time because I didn't like the way that looked right there. So I'm going to pop over here. I'm going to grab this. Again, I'm going to make it easier on myself because I'm going to just cut it with perforated instead of... It's always good to have a nice, sharp pair of scissors. Again, we're going to pop this. We're going to pull out the protected paper in this. We're actually going to pop this open. We're going to line this up correctly this time. So we have it in there. It's lined up correctly, I hope. Let's grab a different image. Let's do, I like this. How you doing, Darthwing? This one's actually kind of cool. I think I'm slightly on this one, might be slightly off. Yeah. This one is a cool one. It's got a lot of cool preset images, guys, for you, for those of you that want to use the preset images. Now, you guys can see right there, that's what it's supposed to look like. You pull this off, and of course, you peel it, and you're left with that beautiful transfer. So that's what you're going to transfer on, and of course, you guys have it set up. So Mundian guys, they have the stencils, they have the paper, they have the printers. If you guys need something like that, really cool wireless printer, Bluetooth connectable, guys. You guys can also connect it to your PCs. So if you guys want it on the PC, definitely you guys can do that too with the data cable. Doesn't have to be just wireless. But if you guys get the printer by itself, comes with 10 sheets of that paper. Uh, of course, if you guys want more paper, it's like $20 for like 100 sheets of it. I believe there's like 10% clippable coupon as well. So it does have a nice little discount on top of it. So cool little piece, right? I like it. I like it. Now, for the rest of you that are still here and hanging out with me, we're going to show you guys some Govee lights. You heard me right. Govee. We're going to show you guys the Wild Robot Govee lights. I don't think I actually, it might be mine, it might not be mine. Could be Sheila. Let's see who it is.
You're ready for a wow
It's a Sheila
effect.
video.
You need these Govee X, the Wild Robot curtain lights. 2. It has 520 LEDs. They're smart LEDs, and you can create your own designs, pick designs from their app. They are non-sliceable though, and they're RGBIC color
Don't mind me if
changings
I'm
for
over here
all the
crying again, guys.
holidays. And they're amazing. I could get another panel and fill my garage door. So this one is 4x9 by 6x6. And I did put a weight at the bottom because we do get a windy winter, but the cord just goes, the power cord goes up over your garage door. You sort of drape it a little bit and plug it in up by your garage door opener on the ceiling. And we had to work with that to just to get the right length of drape, and that was fine. So isn't this cool? Look at the panda. Isn't that neat? And fish, that a swan. These are just wonderful, and unfortunately my spotlight is showing above, but I couldn't get it to turn on.
Now, with this, guys, the farther away you are, the better it's going to look. This is going to be great for your outside decorations, but it would look good in a gaming room as long as it's not right up on you, which is kind of cool. Lots of different images already preset in, or you guys could build your own with these lights, which is actually beautifully well done. The cool part is it's Govee, guys, so it all works in the same app. It's about $149. This would make for a great Christmas gift. Honestly, would, for the gamer or the any person alike, would love to have these lights set up in their area. Now, with it, like I said, $149.99. This, of course, is the 5 foot by 6.5 foot section. They foot section 6, or a bunch of different sections and sizes. If you're looking for something like that, Govee's got you covered. Now, with that, we also have the Govee TV lights. These are also a nice nether set. I actually use the Govee TV lights. This is the TV light backlight 3. This is going to be for good for large TVs, which is actually kind of cool. Some of the elder ones don't go for the very large TVs, and there's a lot of large TVs out there now. This, of course, is good all the way up to 85-inch TV. They'd also have a 40 to 45-inch TV as well. 55 to 65-inch set on top of that. Now, anywhere, of course, with a 16.5-foot RGB IC fully lit up section. This is the Wild Robot light set, and that means it's got some special little scenes and scenarios that comes with it. Now, it does work with the Govee Dream View syncing, which is kind of cool for those. The lighting and pivotal actually has to have a camera on top of it, so that little piece does stick out above your TV to detect the screen. By detecting the screen, it detects the colorations and views of what's on the screen, and that's what it determines what the background of your TV will look like. Now you guys are seeing slight flashing and stuff, and that's because of all the flashing and lights that are on the screen, so it's trying to give you that effect with this. Now you guys can do more than that. You can adjust the brightness, you guys can adjust, of course, colorways, pick out multiple scenes and variations. It's a really amazing little piece of lights that do very well for you if you guys want to just set up and decorate your house. Now, if not, you might want some outdoor lights, and I believe this is a Justin video. Still, again,
Here's showcasing the Govee Smart Outdoor Spotlights. Now, what this comes is a 2-pack of these spotlights, which have these metal arms which go on a stake in the ground, and they kind of have a plug that goes on the long cord. This is a waterproof cord. You can see how it connects over here. It's got exactly 2 spots, one for each spotlight, and it has a really long cord. Now, the control box itself and the plug themselves are not waterproof, so you do want to put the waterproof box around them, but the entire cord is waterproof. It also comes with 2 stakes, and all you have to do is unscrew the top of the stake like this, and then you would put the spotlight into the stake itself. After you put the stake in the ground, you see how you line up the hole in the stake, and then you screw the spotlight on the stake, and then you're ready to go and set it up. So we'll go ahead and get these set up right now. The first thing we're going to do is obviously find the places you want to put the stakes in the ground to where you can point the spotlights either towards bushes or your house or wherever where you think it is best to have your ambience where you want your glows. So in this case, I'm just going to put the spotlight right here, and I'm going to be facing these spotlights directly at the front of my house because I want to create kind of like the ambient glow in the front of my house for when passerbys come by. It'll be great for holidays where you can do different colors, and again, I can't wait to see how it looks. So easy to assemble, easy to put together, and the waterproof cord you could easily just run underground, run it around plants. You can see it's easy to connect. All you have to do is take the cord itself and then you plug it in here. It only goes one way. You just look for the notch and line it up and plug it in, and then you just screw the cap on. This is what makes it waterproof, so that if it does get a little bit of rain, it's not going to interfere with the cord. It's not going to mess with the lights at all. So again, just screw that on, and this is how you get one spotlight plugged in. Then just follow the cord down, untangle it, arrange it how you want, and then you do the other spotlight as well. Now, turn the spotlight on during the day. All you have to do is set up the Govee app, and it will pair with your smart lights. You just add it to the app. Then you have full color customization of the spotlights. Here's how it looks during the day. You can change the brightness. You can change the color. I finally set it on this kind of like light teal blue color because I have some of my pottery. It's kind of like a light blue teal around the house. So I thought this would be a nice color. And again, really easy to use the smart app. You could pair all your Govee products with the smart app, and it just works perfectly. And here's how it looks at night. Here's the front of my house, all illuminated with the blue, light, pale Govee spotlights. And again, I could change each light to independent colors. I could have them strobe. I could change the lights colors based on different times of the day. I could have them off during the day, on at night. I could have them rotate.
With that, guys, different variants and different colorways in different areas. If you guys just want to light up that house in different variations, which is kind of cool. I like it. So Govee, guys, again, works with all of the lights on the same app, and you guys can pair them up with, of course, all of the others. Now, Justin actually just did the Govee Icicle lights for us, which is a new product that I haven't yet to see.
Govee Icicle lights, once you set them up on the pitch of your house.
Now, this is what it looks like on the eaves, or actually your, eaves of your house, or however you want to set it up, which is actually beautifully well done. Now, you guys can see the small trickling, like, effect of the ice, like, melting, kind of, right? It's kind of cool of the lighting to actually be set like this, which is beautiful. I love when they do stuff like this because it's just perfectly well done. Now, with this, multiple scenes and variations, you guys can do whatever effects you want. You can make it like he's showing you guys right there, where it's just affecting up and down with the ripple effects. But you have more effects than just what you're thinking. To give you guys, or to give that house that glow, it's going to look perfectly well, even throughout the non-Christmas times. Guys, you can have it set up for, like just throughout the winter time if you wanted. A lot of people may just leave them up all year round. That's up to you. They'll have effects during the whole year. Some people just want them through the holidays. So That is, of course, the Govee. Govee. Now, we also have the Govee Christmas lights, too. Let's see right
Govee
here.
makes your
Oh, it's a Shiva
holidays
video.
a magical experience.
Oh,
With the
Shiva
Govee
video?
Christmas lights too, they're RGB WIC 99 feet with 300 LEDs. They are super bright, so adjustable, so many scenes, 130 preset scenes. You can control them with the Govee app, your smart devices. These are in green, so you can disguise them in your tree. You can use them not only in a tree, but outside or for wherever you want to decorate with these lovely lights. You can use the Govee AI bot to choose your scenes or even choose other people's created scenes. And you can design your own. They are IP65 waterproof and dustproof. They
cool.
are vibrant colors, all the colors in the rainbow. You can sync your scenes with all of your other.
Now, all of these scenes and lights work pretty much together. Now, you guys can see that ladder over there. That's actually those lights, which are actually kind of cool. They work with it. They can change out the colors. We have it set up, of course, to all the Christmas lights right now. My wife decorated a little early, but hey, that's up to her. That's her business. Really cool little light set that's going to work out phenomenally well for a lot of you guys. If you're looking for something like that, definitely check it out. Now, I'm going to take one second to do a little cough. Now, we're going to be showing you guys some cool little speakers. Now, we're going to start off with the Boom 2. Now, the Boom 2 is a beautifully well done little Bluetooth speaker from Soundcore. Now, the Boom 2 is going to be an 80 watt little speaker that's perfectly set. Now, that speaker is right here. This is the Soundcore Boom 2. Now, this has actually got a single driver in the middle, dual tweeters, and passive radiators on the side. These radiators do light up, of course, for you guys. If we have the power buttons, we'll hold the power button and turn it on. It's going to come on. On the back while it's coming on, right here is a corked little area. When you pop it open, you're going to be greeted with a USB-C port and a USB-A port. The USB-A port is a charging port outwards, and it does come with those cabling for you. Now, with this, of course, you guys got the bass up technology that's going to allow you to go into two different zones of bass with this. Now, 80 watts max with, of course, this piece. It's got the 50 watt driver in the middle and 15 watt tweeters, of course, between the two. And then the light up, right? Light up. Look at the light up. It's actually kind of cool. And you guys, you can adjust it and change out the stuff with this. It does work with, of course, the EQ. You guys can readjust how you guys want it. IPX7 waterproof and floatable. So I can literally chuck this in the rain or out in the water and it's going to work without a problem and will float. That means it's going to stay on the surface so you don't lose your device unless it floats off. 24 hours of play music at about 50% volume. Now, here's where we're going to get into it. It has, of course, and will work with the Soundcore app. Soundcore app's what's going to pop up, and then, of course, we're going to say, let's add a device. And we're going to actually pick over there and kind of find out the device that we need. It's going to tell us to go into the Bluetooth settings, so we'll go up to Bluetooth settings. And I'm going to do that myself because I really don't need you guys into all of my Bluetooth devices that I use. With that, we're now plugged up, and it's going to, of course, start accepting and connecting up. There it is right there. So with that, we'll hit the Boom 2. It's going to pop over, and, of course, it's going to say, grant access to clipboard. Soundcore wants to read your clipboard in order to recognize EQ passphrases. Don't really need the EQ passphrases. That's going to be like for wording, so I can change it from like any EQ piece I want. Now, Bass Up 2.0 is already set up and on there. Volume is down, and of course, equalizer. I can do preset equalizers. So let's go into the presets. Preset's going to have like treble, heavy bass. It's going to have, of course, voice control and balance. It's kind of cool. Now, custom is going to, of course, allow us to make our own styling, and that's kind of cool with that. So you're going to be able to, of course, adjust it the way you want with this. Now, what we are going to attempt to do, if I can get this to do this properly, I'm going to, of course, go over into my files, and I'm going to drop off all of my background software removal. You heard me correctly. Background software removal is now gone. We're going to pop over and we're going to actually play a song. Now, we are in low to no volume. So you guys are not hearing a thing that's playing. I'm going to start adjusting it upwards for you guys. So that's the volume up and down with this. Now, I can go into the app, of course. We can adjust the sound up. We can adjust through the cues. So as you guys see, it actually has a very decently well done sound range and of course bright lighting. With of course 24 hours of playtime and of course can be used on the beach, portable backyard, whatever. Bluetooth 5.3 connectability means you guys have about 90 feet of connection with unobstructed views, which is actually beautifully well done. 100 plus speakers and can be used as true wireless stereo pairing, which means you guys can connect it up to another one. 80 watts of speaker, actually quite loud. Sound quality is definitely way beautifully well done. Powered off, just turn that power off and you're good to go. This is simply light, guys. This thing is so light, it's crazy, and that's why it's floatable. So good battery life, very lightweight, sound quality. Hey, Soundcore's got you going with the Boom 2. If you guys are looking for the Boom 2, definitely check it out. Really amazing product. Now we're gonna step it up a notch with, of course, a bigger speaker. Now this is what's called the Boom 2 Plus. Now the Boom 2 Plus is actually 140 watts of speaker volume. It is a 2+2 channel. Now this again has that bass up technology. So it's got that bass up 2.0. 20 hours of playtime at 50% volume. IP7 waterproof. This one is not. This one will not float. All right. Now this is a large device. Has dual drivers, dual tweeters, and dual passive radiators. Of course, has the handle and a strap if you guys want to carry it with the strap. Again, you will power it on by pressing a button. Since it's a boombox, you put it in your ear, right? Now it's in pair mode. So in pair mode, again, guys, add a device, connect it up. It's going to make us go into Bluetooth settings. You're going to find out Soundcore Boom 2 Plus, and you're going to go back to the app. The app's going to just start flashing. And there it is, Boom 2 Plus. We'll connect Boom 2 Plus just like that. And of course, right here, it's going to show you guys. With 3D enabled, you can actually adjust the angle of the 3D model. Got it. There's a firmware update for this that's going to fix some bugs and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. I have to install the firmware real quick, so let me do that, guys. Unfortunately, I have no way around not installing the firmware. It's making me do it. We might have to come back to this actual speaker. It says 10 minutes to install. That's sad. That's sad. 10-minute install for firmware? Like, what? But we can actually talk about it while it's doing it. So, beautiful, bright colorways with the passive radiator. Passive radiator is going to help produce the sound. Volume up, volume down control. RGB lighting effects, so if I want to press the buttons, I can adjust the lighting. It will not do anything while this is updating. Base up technology, and of course, has the colorway and patterns for this. Now, beautifully well done. On the back, just like the other one, if you pop open the cork, you're going to be greeted with a USB-C port and a 3.5 connectability. That is actually an auxiliary in, which means if you guys have, let's say, like karaoke microphones that connects up to the 3.5 connection, you guys can do that with this. And that's actually kind of cool with that. It has, of course, the gripability to carry it. Still very lightweight. I can, carry it around like a boom box, like back I did in the 80s, without a problem, heading off to the, I like this. On the bottom, couple little silicone pads, not a lot there. It's just a good little pattern. That's actually got most of your, like, serial numbers, FCC ID numbers, and everything else with this. Now, we're about 25% in, of course, to the firmware update, which means we're going to be waiting a while for the firmware to actually do the update. That's kind of sad. Sad that we can't play no music on this. Now, here's where it's kind of cool. Bluetooth 5.3 again connection can be used as a power bank if you want. The USB-C is an in and out port. It's actually really kind of cool with that. Now, it does work down to about 40 hertz of bass, so you can do that. Two 20-watt Silk Dome tweeters, two 50-watt drivers, of course, with this. That's going to give you 140 watts of power. Now, 20 hours of play non-stop at about 50% volume. They still claim that this is full floatable, so they claim it will still float on top of the water. It has a little bit of weight. I think I'm going to test that out at some point to do this. Comes in 3 colors, has a $30 clippable coupon. Of course, you have the black variant like I have. They have a blue variant and, of course, a green variant with this. We're about 50% into the firmware update, so it may not take 10 minutes to do that, but hey, we can go with this. IPX7 waterproof means, guys, throw it in the lake. It's not going to hurt it, right? And that's where I really like it. Again, works with the EQ app, so you can adjust it to whatever sound you like. Nice and rugged. Of course, the base up technology, which is like, you know, a chip that's built inside this to produce it with the, you know, the clarity. 2+2 channels. That means you have the 2 drivers, 2 tweeters to give you guys the 2+2 channels. Just simply, it's 2 channels of input output on each side, right and left, right? Full band equalizer, built-in power bank, which means you guys could charge your phone off of this if you really needed to. 30 watts of fast charging. Charge it to 100% in under 3 hours, which is kind of cool. Waterproof, of course, like they say, connects up to 100 speakers. So you guys, true wireless stereo pairing means you can do PartyCast 2.0 and connect up multiple of these speakers. 8 unique lightings on this: rainbow, flash, flame, energy, lightning, scan, cyclone, and bounce with this, of course. And then, of course, the TWS that we were just talking about. We're still about 70% into this, so we are waiting a little bit more so we can actually show you guys what it sounds like. So do bear with me, of course. It's just going to take a second, right? 80%. We're almost there. We're almost there, guys. So we're getting there. We're getting there. So, soundcore, guys. What do you think? Should we just beat on this? Beat it like a drum? We won't do that with the other hand, though. It's not bad. I mean, if you look at the comparison between the two, look at the size difference, though. They both have passive radiators. Both are actually nicely well done. It definitely has a size difference and a weight difference. This one's definitely much lighter, smaller, more compact. This one's got a lot more weight. We are about 90% into the firmware update. Wiley, what's up? Pat Sunja, how you doing? What's up, Pat? How's Pat doing? Huck. Oh, man. I'm just waiting for a firmware update so I can actually show you guys what this sounds like. I can't believe it forced me to do a firmware update. We got 3% left to do, guys. 3% of this firmware left to do. Isn't this the best stream ever? The other day when I updated the app, it did not ask me to update the firmware. That's actually kind of funny. So we're about 1% left. We're restarting the actual device. It's gonna kick over. It's gonna restart it. Look. Oh, oh, there it is. It's back on. It's back on. We're reconnected. Woohoo! All right, so I can mess with the lighting. So this is where it's gonna be kind of cool. So rainbow effects, right? We can do rainbow right there. We can do the flashing mode. We can do a flame pattern if you guys want to do flames. Lightning. And of course I can adjust the brightness up and down if I want that too. Energy effects or bouncing if we want. Cyclone, of course. I like the cyclone effect myself. We can turn the lighting off. Now again, with this of course, we're going to pop back into the app real quick. right? So we want the Boom 2 Plus. It says we're connected. Now volume, of course, equalizer, we can adjust it, presets to whatever we want. We want that bass, we can actually adjust the bass, we can do the mid-range, and all of the other cool jazz with this. We're going to do kind of balanced sound with this. Again, I'm going to pop over, I'm going to pull up my files, we're going to play this. Now, this is about 10% volume, 30% volume. So that was 100% volume, guys. You can see how loud that really gets. This does really well for a Bluetooth speaker. Now, of course, we can turn that bass boost off and we can bring it back up. Of course, controlling lighting, EQ effects, and all of that in between. The Boom 2 Plus is a beautiful little Bluetooth speaker that's going to do well for a lot of people. And when you're done, just power it off and recharge it, and you're good to go. So if you guys need, Soundcore's got you covered, guys, with that one. There we go. There we go. Did a little spiel, did a little dance, did a little frizzle frets. All right, next up, we got some cameras. Now, you guys probably know I do these cameras quite a bit. Now, the OBSBot Meet 2K web camera is actually a camera that I do quite often. Now, let's see if I can actually get this to come on. Let's see. Can we get the Meet to activate? Let's turn it on. Let's pull up the OBSBot Center. Now, I know, guys, you have a black screen right there in the corner. That's because I'm pulling up the camera. We're going to activate this camera. You're going to now see that camera in action. Now, we have it in what I like to call the beautiful TikTok orientation. Now, the Meet 2 4K web camera is a really beautifully well done web camera. That if I just literally flip the camera by grabbing the camera and flipping it, it's going to change the angle of my camera without using the software. Now, I can actually do what's called auto framing, where it's going to keep me inside the field of view of that camera on angle, which is cool. I love that it can do that. Now, if I want to, I can also zoom on in on me, but I do have to, of course, turn that off and adjust the zoom in. Now, here's where it's going to be kind of cool. If I do this, I can actually make it do hand gestures and zoom in with it, which is beautiful. I can mirror the image if I want. I can set it in, of course, virtual background. If I want a virtual background, I can add a virtual background. Don't need a virtual background, let's be honest. I do apologize. Oh. Don't know where that came from. It's a simplified piece of a camera that works really well. Now, with that being said, you can't go wrong with the OBSBot Meet 2 web camera. It's a phenomenal web camera that's going to do perfectly well for you. Now, if you don't want one of those cameras and you want something with a little more spazzazz, you heard that word, spazzazz. We're going to talk about it. The Tail Air. This is the OBSBot Tail Air NDI streaming 4K web camera. I'm going to actually pop over here and I'm going to power it on up. It's going to come on. It's going to go into activation mode. Once it's activated, you guys are going to see it pop up. On the back is the USB-C port. This USB-C port means you guys can plug it in or use it wirelessly. That's up to you. On the side is, of course, a micro SD card slot and, of course, an mini HDMI port for those of you that want to use HDMI. The camera just turned green. It is now, of course, active and ready to start using. What I'm going to actually do is pop this on. What we're going to come over here and do is we're going to move back to the dual cameras. Now, with that, I'm going to pull over and I'm going to grab the OBSBot virtual camera. Now, we are now in OBSBot virtual camera. If I set that camera down, it's going to, of course, say, hey, I'm up here, sir. It's not tracking me because I don't have it in track mode. So bear with me so I can actually put it in normal tracking. We're now in tracking mode. Now you guys will notice the coloration's a little offset because of the lighting. Not a big deal. That can actually be changed out. And of course, if I want to do like 56 hertz or 60 hertz. I can also adjust the ISO with that. By adjusting the ISO, it's going to allow me to adjust whatever I want. Even, of course, the composure, if I want to like do exposure, global, face, auto exposure, or I can shut it off. Shut it off means it's very, very, very bright with the way it was set. Manual focus, if I want to do manual focus, I can redo it. I can actually do autofocus as well. The tracking's where it's going to get kind of cool because you guys can do animal tracking, group tracking, object tracking. This means if I want to, I can get up, stand around, move around the room. I can do this, and it's going to zoom in on me. I can do this again, and it'll zoom out. Same with, of course, if I do lock, it's now not going to track me. So I can actually do this, and I can do, of course, like this, where it's going to lock into place, stay in lock, and it will stay locked, and then start tracking me again. So really cool little piece. Fully wireless and, of course, rechargeable. So wireless, rechargeable. You can't go wrong. I really like the idea of this. Now, you can do fast tracking. Fast tracking is going to mean it's going to track you extremely quick for like objects and other pieces. This is a cool little piece, and of course, let's go back to that. Wireless technology camera that's going to work just phenomenally well. Now, what I can tell you is the Tiny 2 Lite 4K has a lot of the same technologies, except for you're not going to get the wireless connectability. Now, $179 for the Tiny 2, $500 for the 4K. You have a bunch of great options that's going to work really, really well. Now, I have the Tiny 2 hooked up on the opposite side. I can plug this in real quick. You guys ain't going to be able to see it, but we can plug it in, right? Let's go back to dual cameras. It jumped back to, of course, the Tiny 2, or the actual 4K, which I'm going to move that back and just whatever. Probably put it the wrong direction, didn't I? It did, didn't I? Let's see. Go. I had it the right way. Go back on there, camera. So, I'm not sure why it's not going into vertical mount, but I'm not really that worried. Because we're moving over to this. There we go. We're now hooked up to the actual beautiful, beautiful fit-to-screen camera. This can actually do protract positions, where I can just click it, move it, and adjust it around. Cool part is if I really want to, we can go the opposite way, and you guys are going to see my head right there. Now, if I want to, standard tracking mode, where it's going to follow me and keep me in track with this. This is all the cameras I use during streams. It's a really cool piece. Again, zoom in. Did you hear it? It didn't work, right? So I can actually talk to it and get it to zoom in. If I want to. Zoom in closer. Zoom out further. Hi, Tiny. Sleep, Tiny. I can put it in sleep mode if I want to by just talking to the camera. Now, again, if I want to, I can go zoom in just by just hitting that little button. It'll zoom in just like that. And then once it zooms in, it's going to track and target me. That's the way it's going to work. It's a really phenomenal, phenomenal camera that does perfectly well for you guys. And if you don't want that zoom in there, you have a cool little piece. So, bunch of amazing cameras for you guys with that. If you need, OBSBot's got you covered, and they got you covered well. I love them. We're dropping these cameras off. I have way too many cameras going right now, so hey, that's a cool little piece. So definitely check it out. OBSBot is gonna be your go-to for that. Now we're gonna pop over here. The Exostar Engine S headset is actually a phenomenally well done headset that does have, of course, a detachable microphone and, of course, this very beautiful banding. Now it does have nice thick cushions that will actually Now these are the XAs or EXAs. I like the XA. Star Engine S, these are a plug-and-play style headphones with a detachable microphone. Very thick and luxurious earmuffs that's going to do very well for you. Now with these are our price point headphones. For the price you're getting one of a phenomenal pair of headphones. Now for the price, I think it's like $49.99. There's a 30% clippable coupon. Comes in black and silver or black and green. The black, of course, and the black and silver variants, guys, are phenomenally well done. Connectability is a 3.5 millimeter wired headset, 50 millimeter drivers, noise canceling microphone that does phenomenally well. They do 7.1 surround effect with these, which is amazingly beautifully well done. I love that they have the usability of this. So really cool options. I like them. They do phenomenal stuff. Which is the way it's going to be. I mean, honestly, you should have something that does well like this, and these do that perfectly well for you. Now, it's a great little piece, great little object that's just going to sound phenomenal. If you guys need a set like that, definitely check it out, because EXA, they make some great ones. Now, with that being said, we're going to move. I'm not sure why the carousel quit, so do apologize. The carousel's not switching. I had to reload the app to get the carousel to work. I do apologize for those of you watching. Now we're going to show you guys a Phil video. This is actually a voice recorder.
PC Phil here for the Dragon Bloggers, and here I'm showcasing for you this AI voice recorder with built-in ChatGPT, brought to you by Plodno. Let's check this out. As we dive into this very nice packaging, open up our cover. We have some documentation in this very nice envelope, your safety and warranty guide. We have a MagSafe compatible magnetic ring for Android devices. This is the voice recorder itself. Very small, very sleek little design. Looks like the size of a credit card. We'll get right back to that in a second. As we continue into the packaging, open up this flap. We also have a little sleeve that you can put the voice recorder in. And this has a MagSafe ring already built into it for your MagSafe compatible devices. If your phone is not MagSafe compatible, you can simply take this included MagSafe ring that has an adhesive on the other end. You can just simply put it onto your Android phone, and then you can take the MagSafe compatible sleeve, put the Plod Note inside of it, and then attach it to charging cable. And one last thing, we have a USB-A 3.0 to USB-C adapter. Simply stick the charging cable onto the back of the voice recorder and plug this into a USB-A charging port. And I'll show you how easy it is just to charge this device. Simply take your USB-A connector. I'm actually going to use the adapter and convert it over to USB-C. Plug that into my power brick, and then take the other side, magnetically attach it to the back, and as you can see, it's now charging. And while the plug note is still inside the case, you can still charge it because the charging ports are still accessible through the sleeve right here. Just pop it right on. It has two different modes in it. You can actually do standard recording by flipping that little switch up, or flip it back down, and it can record your phone calls by attaching it to the back of your phone. You can simply slide it into this little sleeve here, like so, and then you can attach it to the back of a MagSafe compatible phone. This is a MagSafe compatible cover, so just flop it right on there.
Cool.
It's not.
So with that, guys, you can stick it pretty much anywhere. People aren't really going to know it's there. They're going to think it's a power bank and all that. Click it on to actually lock it, start recording, play it, and pause it. And of course, you guys can listen to it back inside the app or on your PC. It's going to allow you to digitally transfer it, and of course, all of that. Right there is where it's showing you guys it recording on the actual app, which is kind of cool. It's going to show you guys it is clear and welcome done. And then once you're done, you actually have the file number, and you can rename that file to what you want to write it. Maybe it was your class dictations that you're writing down or wanting to hear of your teacher talking. And then, of course, you guys can do into the general of the specifications of the meeting. Let's say meeting notes and all of that in between. It's a really cool little object that's going to do well for those of you that want to do stuff like that. So, kind of cool. I like it. Does well. Does really well. Now, we're going to show you guys. Today, we're taking a look at the security system from. Now, this is, of course, the SafeMo 4K security camera system. Now, we're showing you guys a 4-camera kit. We also have the single camera kit or the dual camera kit, right? So you have these kits that's going to work. So the one in the carousel is a 4 kit. I have the 2-camera kit. All it is 2 extra cameras in the kit that we're showing you guys with the deal. Now, 4K resolution, 5-watt solar panels. Each camera has its own solar panel, also has its own home base that's going to connect up to an RJ45 connection to your modem or router. You'll then, of course, install the app. The app is going to allow you to full control over all of these devices. Built-in spotlight, 140 degrees of field of view, motion detection, smart motion zone, 2-way talk, and multicam tracking with AI systems. Now, IP65 water resistance, built-in spotlight that's going to do 100 luminescence brightness for daylight recording, 40-foot detection range, f1.6 lens, and of course that 5-watt solar light camera cable has an extension cable that's going to reach out there in a good distance. Now with it, it can determine if it's a person, a car, a vehicle, a package, or even a pet by size. You can actually store up to about 6 months, of course, with this, if you need to, which is actually not bad. So you have the different variations of this when you're doing. For some reason, we just got an error. Horizontal streaming is currently down. Hopefully, you guys can actually see me in the actual stream. I'm not sure what's going on here. So let's see what's happening. Not sure what happened there. Well, it's just weird. Just weird, I tell you. Hopefully, it's not my internet. So, cool option. I like this camera. It comes with all the mounting hardware to mount it up. It's going to allow you to view it. Easy accessibility. Has, of course, even the pivotal larger mounts for the cameras. The solar mount has all the cabling. There's your solar panel. Nice and large. Will do well for keeping these cameras charged throughout the day so they stay running and you don't have to go up there and permanently charge them. Like me, I have to charge my cameras every 6 months or so, depending on how much I use them. It's a simplified little piece. I like that. Just lost the app. Bear with me, everybody. I'm not sure what's going on here. We just lost the app. The app is actually messed up. So, really cool right there. There's the app, of course. I'm showing you guys the app. I'm showing the placement of this and all of that. This is just where it's really going to be done well. Now, bear with me, everybody. The app is crashed completely, which is really weird that it's actually doing this while I'm live. But the camera, you guys can watch it. Watch the guy talk real quick. That's what we can do with durations, alarm flashes, and all of those in between. We can even have push notifications if we want to. Now we can put it in sleep mode. We also have video settings where we can adjust it from SD to HD, rotate the image 180 degrees if we want to. We can do the flicker 60 hertz, 50 hertz, or off, and the auto night vision on and off. Now with that, we also have the videos or audio settings where we can adjust the alarms, live recordings, and everything in between. Now with it, you also have the hub action as well, but we can also view the actual camera. Now we can click the camera, and you guys can see me back there waving at you guys. If we want to, we can, kind of, just. So, all right, I think the app is corrected. Not really sure, not sure what's going on, but hey, guys, really good security camera system. If you guys need to, you definitely have the options for you to do everything you need while taking precautions. So right there, of course, good little price point. Good little price point. Now we also have the Fantech. This is cool. I like to call this the 007 ride. This is actually the Fantech 12 volt N7 Pro electric wiggle car. Now this is what's actually phenomenal because I'm going to show you guys. Today we're taking a look at this very cool little pedal or wiggle car from Fantech. Cool. Now this is of course in purple colorway. That does come in other colors. Now, it's about 12% off. This would make the perfect gift for any child. Now, I gave this away to my wife's friends' kids. They are actually rolling these around. They have the purple/pink colorway. They also have the blue one. They also have the green and blue. It's 12% off right now. Now, 2-in-1 electric wiggle car. It actually runs on electric, or you can wiggle it with the steering wheel and it will actually do what you want to get you where you need. Now, 12-volt rechargeable battery, power pedal, 10-inch seat on it, bright front lights. It does have lighting on the wheels and, of course, the front and everything. Has a charging control on the bottom and your power button on the bottom. Anywhere from 20 inches to 69-inch person up to a max 150 50 pounds. Now, I can tell you I sat on this and actually